All right, so thank you all for joining today's session. We appreciate you all. It's great to have you all here. We're going to get right into it. Today, we're talking about Kristal's journey, I believe, right?
Yes.
So just to see a few things, she's still, what do you call it? She's still young in her journey, I believe, but at least, I mean, if once you've taken some parts of the journey, you're better off, you have some type of knowledge that you can share. So yeah, we'll hear a few of those and then see. So we'll get right into it. Dominique, you're welcome to join. So Kristal, can you introduce yourself? Maybe that will help us. I think so. Yeah, introduce yourself and then we could get it going.
My name is Kristal. I'm originally from Miami, Florida, born and raised. I'm a U.S. Army combat veteran. And after that, I tried a bunch of different things, working for the federal government, and I was in sales, self-employed, just trying to find my way after the military, and I found myself in Ghana.
Awesome.
Okay, that's great.
How do you think you came to the decision that Ghana was the right place for you?
Well, so I'm a single mother. I didn't mention that part. I have 2 children, and living in South Florida is extremely expensive. So I began to take a really close look at my budget, and I realized that I needed to move. And I was looking at various places in the US where I could afford to move comfortably, where I still will be able to save a little bit. But the thing is that most of the places in the US that have a lower cost of living, they didn't have the culture that I was seeking. And my background, Black American, Caribbean, Central American. I grew up in a very Afrocentric, Pan-African household. So if I'm not near that type of vibe, it's not gonna work for me. And today, vacation, my children to Ghana, with the way that I was raised, going to anywhere on, Africa is right below heaven. That's the way I was raised. So, it was a big dream of mine. And when I started to see, the cost for 3 people to go to Ghana and back, I began to extend my trip from 2 weeks to 2 months. And as I did more research, I realized that it was doable, and it was also a good option for me to actually relocate to Ghana.
Okay, so my other question will be, I want to go into, and please, if you have any question for Kristal regarding her time in Ghana or her journey before and then during her time in Ghana, you can put it in the chat. We're going to ask her as we move on so she can answer those questions. Very important. We need all your questions. Today is more of question and answers, of course, from you all to ask her any question. We can also touch on some things. Kristal, I want to ask about mindset, okay? We all have different types of mindset, but I want to see what your mindset, was that you think helped you to master the courage to take that first step, to begin the actual, step to move. A lot of people have the thoughts to move, like they wish they could move, they desire to move and all of that. But there's always that first real...
1 second, because it's freezing.
You're freezing?
Yeah, I think...
Okay.
1 second, let me...
Okay.
All right, so do you receive... Okay, so we'll ask all those questions. Keep your questions coming in, and then we're going to ask them as we move on. So, all right, so good to have you.
Repeat the question, please.
Yes.
So my question is, in terms of mindset, okay, what type of mindset do you think that you had that gave you the courage to actually do something about the thoughts or desire to actually move to Ghana? What kind of mindset do you think you developed? Maybe it could help somebody else. Okay, so we're having
Some technical
technical
difficulties.
internet issues. So we need to get us. So, but keep your questions coming. We're going to definitely try and address them as soon as
Okay,
possible.
I saw top 3 cons. I saw, do you get homesick?
Hello?
We lost her.
Okay,
So she'll be coming back on.
But hey, we could be having some
Oh, there she is.
Okay.
All right,
Okay,
we got,
yes. Yes, I want to come out to another room. Turn the light on, please. So I think you asked me what type of mindset should I have before moving to Ghana? Is that what you asked me?
Or
Yeah.
did
What
you
what,
have
what kind of
what type of mindset did you have moving to Ghana?
that made you take that step?
yeah, so definitely I would say that you have to have a vision, like a big picture, you know, like some type of like legacy building, you know, generational goals. Because just the road, you know, before you even got here, just the road, you know, you're talking about passports, visas, if you have family, you know, of course, getting the funds together, and then take out the whole monetary aspect of it, which that's a whole animal, a whole, you know, situation on its own. But just talking to people in your circle, whether it be family or whatnot, there's a lot of things that could happen that may deter you, you know, or maybe you want to dampen your spirits for it. So if you have a solid vision that, you know, or at least something you're working towards, that will fuel you when it seems like everything's against you. Like when I first made the decision to actually move abroad, I hadn't even decided on Ghana yet, but I knew I wanted to move to somewhere on the continent. I had just quit my job, you know. I didn't even have a job. So you definitely have to have a big vision or some type of vision, you know, beyond yourself.
Okay, so
and that will pull you through.
okay, that's a good one. So Tammy is asking a question that connects with this one about amongst all the numerous countries, what made you choose, you know, Ghana, all the numerous countries in Africa per se, what made you choose Ghana?
Well, I was torn between a few different countries, the top 2 being Ghana and Tanzania.
Mhm.
And yeah, you remember Kristen. So, but eventually I landed on Ghana because, you know, I decided that if I'm making such a big, huge move that I need to, you know, already the move itself is big, you know, so let me not go against the grain any more than I'm already, you know, doing. And I figured like as Ghana, you know, is more developed than other countries here on the continent, firstly. Second, there are a lot of, you know, expats, Western expats that come before me that have paved the way. So there's some type of blueprint already, you know, in place. And lastly, the official language of Ghana is English. You know, there's of course there's tons of other languages, but those are the things that I felt that I had going in my favor with making such a big move.
Mhm.
Okay, so the first question that we had got earlier is that, do you receive any government pensions to help with living in Ghana?
Okay, do I receive any to help me that live in Ghana?
Any government
So
pension?
okay, let me answer that. I'm not sure exactly, but I am a veteran, so I do receive, you know, veteran affairs compensation, regardless of where I live on the globe.
So do you think that makes a difference in terms of your move? Does it influence your move in any way? Like the fact that you have a solid expectation that, okay, as long as you're alive, you're going to receive these monies from the government. do you think that influences your confidence to make the move? Because not everybody, may have that type of flow. That
Right.
always that a dependable source, I should say, maybe. Is you think that makes some type of difference?
Yeah, I'm sure it does.
Um, I wouldn't bank on that so much because there's so many things that could happen. Like, sometimes like the Veteran Affairs Department, sometimes they make mistakes. You don't get your money. Sometimes you lose a debit card. Sometimes your money's short. There's furloughs that happen with, in the government. So no, I wouldn't, and I don't get that much. I don't get that much. So I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
I think there's another question in here. What is your top 3 cons of living in Ghana so far? I know you're fairly new, so that might be hard to answer.
I got one right now. I do not like being called a brony.
Yeah, it's not a nice feeling. I guess we can get some context on that.
I understand the sentiment behind it, but just for me and being identifying as a Black woman my entire life, and so, I mean, it's not that I don't take it to heart, but I would rather not hear it. So that's one.
In terms of what?
A brony and what that means.
Oh, the brony basically is like they're trying to say you're white, the fact that you're not from there. Some folks will call you a brony, which is like a foreigner, I should say, but it means like white. We normally call white people a brony. So when you speak differently, they're likely to call you, some people are likely to call you a brony. Yeah, but that's just a few people, I should say. It's not like everybody calling you a brony.
No, not everybody, but it's still a shock. Like I say, for someone that I've identified as a Black woman my entire life, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So the question about the 3 cons, I mean, there's still one here. So what would you say a bare minimum of income is necessary to live comfortably? I mean, I don't think you've stayed enough, but you think you can answer that question? I don't know if you're in a position to, but
it's relative, I would say. It's totally relative. I can't answer it like in very detailed. I can't give you a number, but I can say like, if you want to come and live the same way and do the same things you did in the States, it's going to be expensive. If you're not willing to try different brands, like it could be the same product, but it could have a different brand. If you're not willing to try local foods, which would be, more economical. If you want to eat, what you're used to eating,
chicken
then
and
your money's gonna go fast.
burgers and
yeah, it's gonna get expensive. Yeah.
All right, let's keep moving with the questions. So I think you did, and then you said, what area are you residing in right now?
Oh, so currently I'm in Labadi, but I just secured an apartment in Spintex.
Spintex. Okay. All right, sounds good. So Labadi, Spintex. I mean, if you go to Ghana, you figure out those areas, because I will not be able to show you what that looks like. So do you get homesick? Someone is asking.
I don't get homesick. I haven't missed anything. Like, I haven't missed the States at all. There may be like, sometimes I miss like certain foods that I'm accustomed to. So I just cook them.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have a question while we're doing that. So I don't know if you've decided yet, but for those who may be moving with like children, how do you plan to go about like for education? Have you decided what you'll do? Will they have someone teach them? Will they join a local school, private school?
So currently they're still doing like online homeschool program, but I actually just went to visit a school near the apartment in Spintex, and it's a private school. They have a hybrid curriculum with Ghanaian, US and UK curriculum. And actually, like, as far as like physical aesthetics and the building and what I noticed from, you know, the curriculum in the brochure, it's on par with like U.S. private schools. Like, I'm sure if that school was in Florida, I wouldn't be able to afford it. So starting January, they'll be attending the school.
Okay, awesome.
All right. So a quick question. I mean, let's go back to when you decided to move, because I feel like if anybody wants to move at this point, that would be the stage they'll be in. What was the first action you took? I mean, aside deciding that, okay, finally I want to move, what was the first action you really took, you know, to reaffirm that what was your first move?
I mean, really, truthfully, the first action was reaching out to Certified Africa. Like, I just knew that this was such a big move that I really should just like land in Ghana and try to work it out.
Did you know Certified Africa? I mean, and what I'm trying to figure out if that was your first move, line of action, because
you started researching. Somebody found us. How did it happen?
I don't remember how. I promise you, I do not remember. I remember there was another company that I was looking at, and I just decided not to go with that company. I could not tell you. I was thinking about it recently since I've been here, and I do not remember how I landed, like how I decided to go with Certified Africa. I don't know.
I don't understand. Is it that when you decided to move, you decided to find help to move, or you just like wanted to travel? Which is which? Because there's a move and then there's traveling. So did you decide to travel when you found Certified Africa and eventually wanted to move? Or when you decided to move as Kristal, you just thought, okay, getting help is the best way to go? I'm trying to understand that piece.
So at that time, you know, I was a little bit of both. Like, I wanted to visit, I kind of wanted to move. I really wasn't sure, and I wanted help. You know, to help guide me through this process, and, you know, help me, you know, weed out anything that would distract me from making the proper decisions. I really didn't know. I just know that I wanted to go to Ghana, and I possibly wanted to stay. I really wasn't sure, but I needed help.
Okay, so Lisa has her hands up to ask a question. Let's take Lisa's question, then we can read some of the questions. Lisa, go ahead. Yeah, Lisa, you can ask your question if you can hear me.
I don't think her thing is connected.
Okay, let's move on.
If you want to type it, then go ahead. I don't think she knows that her hand is raised though.
Okay, so let's move on. So there are some questions here, Kristal, for you. It's saying that okay, we're not able to mute Lisa, but we'll work on that. How are you supplementing your veteran pay? Are you working or own a business?
Yes, I own two businesses in the States, and one in Panama, and I'm working on some things here to bring in some more income.
Okay, so good. I think that answers that question. Unless they need more clarification, then we could do that. Now, did your travels in the military prepare you and help you adjust?
I would say so. Yeah, definitely.
So I guess like you had already kind of been exposed to foreign cultures when you were traveling and all of that?
Yes. I spent 2 years in South Korea, and I deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan. Though the deployments were different, although I interacted with the culture, you know, daily, I didn't actually live in the city, but in South Korea, you know, I was integrated very much into the culture. Mm-hmm. But just the idea of knowing that people live somewhere else and they do things totally different, and it works for them, and it could possibly work for me, that prepared me for what I could expect here, even if I didn't know what I would expect. Mm-hmm. So I already kind of had the open mind to the culture. I would definitely say my military experience helped me adjust more easily.
So Tammy, you need to buy some military forms, to prepare. Okay, so So Charity had said earlier that when she was in Kenya, they actually called her Nzungu, which means like European. So yes, but she didn't get offended. I think it's personal. You have to
No, yeah.
what that's about. So you don't take it personal. It's quite interesting, you know. So far, I've not been anywhere where they call me something, but I mean, we'll figure that out. Oh, but I have that experience in America. Everywhere I go and I open my mouth, even yesterday, somebody is, oh, where are you from? 24/7, every second I have to explain what America just by opening my mouth. Even sometimes when I think I'm pronouncing a word like an American, like water and all of that, they still ask me that question. I'm like, okay, so I just give up. Okay, so another question about what business industries. I think he's referring to in Ghana, but let him clarify. Richard, if you can clarify, if you have business industries. I mean,
no. What industry is your business in?
Is it in Ghana or a personal business?
No. Like what industry? Like do you hair and beauty, retail?
So hair and beauty and coaching, like success coaching, goals coaching, mindset coaching. Okay.
Professional services. All right, good for you. Is that in Panama or is that the jobs in the States?
No, the hair and beauty is in Panama. The coaching is in the States.
All right, awesome. Thanks for confirming and letting me know that.
Okay, so keep your questions coming. Keep your questions coming. We're still talking about Ghana. Let me ask you this. I mean, you're still again fresh, I should say, in Ghana, so you don't have too much experience. But any regrets so far? I mean, people regret the very day they arrive. So, I mean, any regrets so far? Any regrets?
No. None. Zero.
Okay.
Okay. Charity's asking, Charity's actually, by the way, also relocating. She's also in our program right now. She's moving hopefully end of this year or next year. She's moving next year. So she's asking, have you met a lot of people so far, as in real contacts, not just seeing people, but you know, have you met quite some people?
Yeah, it's easy to meet people.
Okay.
If Ghanaians are very friendly, you know, and if you talk to them, they'll talk to you, you know. I use my little tree, you know, to kind of break the ice, you know. I mean, people walking, like I'm going to buy onions, you know, and I'm in the taxi, you know, and I get my hair braided. So it's very easy to meet people, very easy. It's not like in the States, like from my experience in the States, like, you know, it's the opposite. You know, you don't want to meet where I'm from in Miami, you don't want to be friendly. It's a defense mechanism, you know, and you really shouldn't trust people because you don't know. But I don't find that here. You know, like people really, really, really are nice.
So a quick question, how does it feel like living in Ghana versus living in America in terms of that general feeling? You know, how does it feel like? Can you express it in words?
Any major differences you've noticed so far?
Yeah, so many. So many. I would say first, like my first thing when I first got up the airplane, I got at the airport. I was wondering how I would feel, like would I have some, sorry, I'm outside. Would I have like some like emotional like reaction or something? But oddly enough, I just felt like I was telling me, like I just felt like I was at my grandmother's house. It just felt so at home. I felt so comfortable, you know. Mm-hmm. Even though I'm a foreigner and I've never been here, everything feels so familiar. You can, I never ever felt like unsafe. I never felt, you know, like, you know how you say your spidey senses, you know, I never felt like, watch out for that guy, you know. Like I felt in the States plenty of times that I've never ever felt like that. I never passed like a bunch of guys and be like nervous or something like. I never. I never had any of those feelings. I would say that much. I send my kids like to the store to buy me eggs, buy me sobolo, you know, whatever by themselves. The lady across the street, she sells banku and tilapia. She helps them cross the street because my kids, they are Brony kids, they don't know how to cross the street. They know now, you know. They know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. All
No,
right.
that's it. This
Okay.
overall, you just feel safe and very familiar. Although, I mean, even though I said like you said, the Obroni thing is definitely personal. At the same token, on the same breath, even though I don't like that part, I can say it feels really, you feel really comfortable. I feel very, very comfortable everywhere I go.
Okay. So question, Richard is asking, did you purchase or rent your new place you're going to, you're planning to move to? Did you rent, are you renting, are you purchasing that, or what? What does that look like?
Yeah, I am renting.
Okay.
I have a 1-year lease.
All right, so quick question. We're coming to an end, so keep your questions coming. What would be the advice you can give to somebody who is in the same position, who wants to move to Ghana for whatever reason, but wants to make the same move that you've made, that you're finally in Ghana right now? What would be your advice to that person?
I would definitely recommend writing out your detailed goals or your reasons for wanting to move to Ghana, and try to dig as deep as possible. When I mean dig as deep, like you have to have big goals. And I don't mean big like monetarily, but like a lot of my goals for wanting to come have deal with like, you know, generational family things. Like for example, just to speak personally, my personal opinion, I feel like if I have a son and a daughter, if I raise my son in the States, I know there's a possibility that he possibly could have grandchildren. I mean, he could have my grandchildren, his children. The way that trends go, the trends for, you know, African American men, that he may have children and I may not be able to see my grandkids when I want to, because baby mama drama and this and that and so on and so forth. But I want to see my grandchildren. But in Ghana, the family institute is respected. You know, not that people don't get divorced or whatnot, but it's not the same picture that we see in the States, you know? So I want to raise my son and my daughter in an environment where, you know, the glue is a little stronger. So we can have a stronger family unit, you know, not just the three of us, but I'm talking about grandchildren and great grandchildren. So I use that as an example. Those are the things that I would think about when, you know, I was having visa problems, remember, and so on and so forth, you know. So I would definitely say, besides all the, you know, the physical things like saving your money and getting your passports and so on and so forth, and buying your flights, but really sit down with yourself, you know, however you have to do it, with a glass of wine, or maybe you don't drink or whatever, and write down your goals, very detailed. What do you really want to get out of this? What do you want? And be honest with yourself. Thanks, Rolanda.
Okay, so a quick question. Charity's asking, how did you find your rental units that I guess you're moving to? How did you find that?
This particular one I found on Facebook. There's plenty of like Facebook groups for rentals and units and other things, but there were so many that I would look at before through Facebook or word of mouth. Yeah.
All right. So there's let me see. Okay. All right. So Richard is
saying congrats on your move.
Good
Thanks.
luck.
Thank you, Richard.
All right. So if you have any last minute questions, you can throw them in. We're making progress. So let me ask you this question. I mean, of course, you also did a Certified Africa program. Was that useful or helpful for your journey?
Oh yes, definitely. Oh my God. I can go on and on. Yes, I plan to purchase a home, Rolanda. Yeah, I can go on and on. But from, you know, the planning and preparation stages, you know, our weekly Zoom calls where we touched on cultural aspect, we touched on mindset, and we touched on goal and legacy. We touched on business, you know, visa stuff, and then
No, go ahead.
Pardon?
Go ahead.
Yeah. And then, but even more so, just that's the relationship. You know, you need to know somebody when you get here, and not just somebody, not just anybody. You know, you need to know someone, and people that you can trust, depend on. You know, someone with a reputation.
Okay, so you say it was self. I just wanted to throw that in to make sure. I guess if you won't be on this call anyway. Okay, so any last minute questions? Anything that you feel like we need to touch on that hasn't been touched on? You know, we try to make it as general as possible to allow you to ask your questions. Anything that you want. She's moved to Ghana. Yours may not be Ghana, maybe to other parts, but I think they kind of play along the same lines. Once it's Africa, especially, you know. So, I mean, any last words, Kristal?
I see there's another question. Oh, go ahead.
I can't pick one. I don't know. I can't pick one, but I'll name a few. Like if I'm on the street, you know, and I want something quick to eat, it depends. Like I like yam chips and 1 man 1,000.
Okay, that's a new one that I don't think we've shared on any of our videos. 1 man 1,000.
She gets it. The yam 24/7. Sometimes I have to drive a very long journey to go get it because she wants that.
I need to share what 1 man 1,000 is.
And it's 1 man 1,000 is some little. Is it a little fish like those little fish? It's just different. Like when you go, you need to try that. When you guys go to Ghana in December, you need to try. Tell your what do you call it?
Team leader.
Anybody who is present, or Messi or anybody that you need 1 man 1,000, and then Abolo or something something like that. Let me say, did you visit and then return?
No.
That's one of the radicals.
Yeah, she was one of the focused,
get up and then boom.
Focused and radical ones.
Those ones too are there. I told you it's possible.
She started out wanting to though.
You traveled to Panama.
Yeah.
You think that helped, right?
Yes. Panama helped. Because I was in Panama for 3 months. And prior to that, I'd never been in Panama more than like 10 days at a time, you know? So, you know, being there for a prolonged period of time, it definitely, I'm grateful for it. A lot of things I learned there that if I learned here, would have hurt me bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's the Ghanaian jollof compared to Nigeria? Charity, you're trying to start a war here.
Really?
I mean, have you tried a Nigerian jollof? If you haven't, then you can't.
I've had Nigerian jollof. The answer is Ghanaian jollof. Come on.
Where did you have the Nigerian jollof? I'm curious.
I have plenty Nigerian friends in the States.
Okay.
So I had it in their house, you know.
Okay, I don't think that would be fair. You need to try an actual, you know, like Nigerian. I've been to Nigeria. I've tried Nigerian jollof. So I mean, their jollof is very nice too. I should say.
It's just different.
We all say Ghanaians win, but their jollof is really good. So you need to try real authentic Nigerian jollof, not the one a friend cooked at home. You know. But we'll take that. I think that's not fair to the Nigerian jollof.
I don't know. I had jollof in the restaurant here. I had home cooked jollof the other day. It was excellent, superb, 10 out of 10.
I agree. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, okay. Go ahead. No. I was just saying. I was seeing if there's any more questions.
Oh, okay. All right. So we appreciate you all for jumping on the call today. And then sticking and staying with us. And Kristal, we are so grateful that you took time. It's very late in Ghana.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime we have these calls with anybody in Ghana, you should know it's around 11, 12 to 1. So we appreciate you jumping on and, you know, and taking us through this process and answering these questions. We appreciate it. Hope to have you another time.
Yeah.
You know.
Thank you for having me.
And good luck too on your journey. Good luck. And we appreciate you all joining. Lisa, Charity, Nashika, Rolanda, always. You know, Tammy 24/7 here with us. We appreciate you so much. Charity, always. Charity, I was going to call you today for some reasons, you know, but I couldn't. So we'll talk soon. Anyway, we appreciate you all for jumping on from the Certified Africa family. Now that we are all part of it, so we say bye to each other, unless somebody wants to say something. But hey, Somebody
is
just
entering the
let me
room as
admit them with
leaving.
less than a minute. All right, so we just have a new person join. Kim, you're welcome, but we actually have less than a minute.
So we'll
send you the recording so you can see that. Good night, good night, good night. She came to close
Good
it.
night.